Hey everyone, what's going on? Matt here, and today I want to talk to you about six reasons why you aren't losing weight. So this is a question that I get a lot through DMs, through my clients over the last 10, 12 years that I've been training people. And the big thing is I'm doing everything you say, or they're doing their own programs, or people who are doing their own thing, and like I'm not losing weight or I'm not building muscle. But today we're going to focus on the weight. So firstly, let's talk about that word, weight, right? People are always asking how to lose weight, but the problem with that is that it encompasses everything, including fat, muscle, water, bones, etc., right? So that kind of brings me to my first point. Number one is scale obsession, right? So I think we're all kind of guilty with this. I mean, I've probably weighed myself twice today, and that's kind of hypocritical for me to say. And it's hard to kind of get over, but you have to understand that the issue with weighing yourself daily or almost daily is that your weight consistently fluctuates. So water, for example, the night before, the night after, can shift your weight 2 to 3 pounds a day. That doesn't mean you've gained necessarily more fat, or you're just holding more water. And we want to look at body fat percentage when we talk about losing weight. If you're following a good plan, you got decent nutrition, chances are you will lose body fat. And potentially, especially if you're just starting out, you might gain lean muscle mass. And this causes fluctuations in the scale. So if I, let's say, lose 5 pounds of fat, but I gain 3 pounds of muscle, I only see a 2-pound loss on the scale. And this kind of can be discouraging, right? Because all that hard work and you're like, damn, I only lost 2 pounds. Not really, right? You've changed the body fat percentage, and that's what really reflects your body composition. A lower body fat percentage is going to show more muscle mass. It's going to make you look leaner. Clothes will fit better. So that's what I want everyone to kind of focus on more, is stop worrying about weight. Stop being obsessed with the scale. Okay, look at body fat percentage and weigh yourself, maybe on a once a week basis or once every 2 weeks to see how you're progressing. I recommend like bi-weekly check-ins, and for body fat, I would do it once a month. Give your body some time to adapt. Point number 2, you aren't tracking your food. Okay, this is a kind of a touchy subject because people are always like, I don't want to track my calories. I don't have time. I got to do this. I got to do that. I hate to say it, but this is such an important thing. Like, I know you don't want to track your food, but it honestly will make a massive difference if you can control all the variables, what you're eating, how many days a week you're training, how much cardio you're doing, how much you're sleeping. You are more in control of, what you might need to change to get the results that you want. So make sure you guys are tracking your food, because maybe you might think I'm eating the same thing every day, or roughly. But if your goal is to be in a deficit of 2,000 calories a week to lose body fat, and one day you're eating 500 more, the other day you're eating 300 less, then one day you're eating 250 more, one day you're hitting maintenance, it's never consistent, and that change is less likely to happen. So make sure you guys are tracking. Use an app like MyFitnessPal. There's tons of apps out there, but track your food. Number 3, snacking. This is a good one. So this might seem obvious, but I think we're all guilty here. Even when I'm trying to be 100%, like I'm getting ready for a show or a competition or whatever, there are times where I'll just sneak a bite here and there, or someone's cooking. I'm just like, or I'm cooking, I'm meal prepping, and I'll be like, I'll just have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It can actually really, really hurt your progress, right? Especially if you're just so frustrated. You're like, man, I've been training for weeks and nothing's happening. I'm following the diet. I'm doing this. But if you're snacking here and there, like, it adds up. Like, let's say if you eat an extra 100 calories a day or 150 calories a day, over 7 days, that's like 1,000 calories a week. And if you're in a deficit of 2,000, well, you're only really in a deficit of 1,000, which is significantly going to reduce that body fat percentage change or that number on the scale. So snack it, track it. Hey, that rhymed. So if you're gonna snack, at least track it. Number 4, there's no progression in your training. So that's another overlooked factor. Your body is an amazing machine. It really adapts very, very quickly. So make sure you're making some kind of progress, whether it's doing more reps, adding more cardio, getting a little heavier on the weight, cycling, even your diet, changing up stuff like carb cycling, fat cycling, whatever. Ultimately, it's that calories in versus calories out that's gonna matter. But do things with a sense of progression. Don't just stagnate, because you might find something that works for 4 weeks and you're like, man, this is amazing, I lost 5 pounds. But you're like, why am I only losing 1 pound a month now? It's because your body has developed, it has adapted, it has gotten stronger, and your neurological systems, your cardiovascular, your muscular, all those systems in your body are like, cool, we've done this before. What else you got? So make sure you guys are changing up your routine. Number 5, the opposite kind of, you went too hard too fast. So if you put out all your eggs in your basket and you eat or let's say you go in a deficit of 1,000 a day, which is insane. That's a huge amount. It's like 7,000 calories a week that you're eating less, and you're doing 2 hours of cardio a day, and you're training every day. You're going from 0 to 1,000. There's no room for progression, right? So I always recommend starting slow, doing a small deficit of 2 to 3 to 500 calories per day, starting with 2 or 3 days of cardio, and then gradually on a weekly basis, making alterations so there's always room for improvement. There's always room for your body to adapt and for your body to grow. So don't go too fast. Patience, guys. And then another thing that's a big one, number 6, and my final point, and probably the most important, and there's other tons of other factors, but these 6 I feel like are the most common, is consistency. Another one that I want to say is self-explanatory, but you need to be consistent. Not just a few days or a few weeks. I'm talking months and years of training, eating the right amount of macros, doing the right amount of cardio, sleeping the right amount. Your body is in a state of something called homeostasis all the time. And that just means it's kind of like a happy place. It's always just chilling. It wants to be in this position all the time. Like right now I'm in homeostasis, and if I want to get stronger, I have to put my body outside of homeostasis, make it uncomfortable, so that new thing that I'm at, like let's say I gain 4 pounds of muscle, that's my new homeostasis, and I'm trying to improve on that, guys. So make sure you're consistent, okay? And obviously, it's easier said than done. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had days where I've fallen off, sometimes weeks. When the lockdown started, I was in the middle of prepping for a show. I got to like 8% body fat, and within 3 weeks, I was up to 12% body fat or 13%, gained like 16, 17 pounds, because I was like, oh, it's gonna be a couple weeks. I'll just relax. Happens to everybody. Be consistent, guys. Do what you gotta do to get in the shape that you wanna be in. If you guys have any other questions, I'll do more videos. I've been slacking on the IGTV. I just did the 2. I was super excited about it, then got distracted. But I want to do more videos. So if you guys have any other things you want to work on, like maybe why you aren't getting muscle mass, or the importance of sleep, or certain diet fads, anything like that, just let me know down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have any questions, don't hesitate at all. Slide into my DMs. Shoot me a private message. If you know me personally, reach out to me by email or text, and I'm more than happy to help, guys. But these are the 6 main reasons why you're not losing body fat. Catch you later.